We've got the very best team coverage headed your way from our bureau in Washington, D.C. to our crew on the ground in Texas.
But first, let's send it over to Walter Penate here in the Cronkite News Broadcast Center. He went to Senator Martha McSally's roundtable earlier this morning. Walter, what did she have to say about this border battle?
Yes, in addition to Senator McSally, the meeting also included state and federal officials and aid group representatives. While most of their conversation took place away from the cameras, McSally says her intention behind this kind of meeting is to look for ways to improve coordination between agencies when immigrants are released from federal custody here in Arizona.
This is not about blaming, or this is not about trying to point fingers at anybody, but we just got to come together and figure out how we can do a better job coordinating and communicating given the circumstances that I just gave.
Senator Martha McSally taking the lead this morning during a roundtable discussion in Phoenix talking about immigration. The Republican leader making it clear she feels the number of migrant families detained at the border has reached crisis levels and asked all hands to be on deck to manage it.
It's my view that we got to keep the legitimate trade and travel and cross-border commerce happening at the ports of entry, while we also need to secure our border and address this crisis.
Joining McSally today were Phoenix ICE Office Director Enrique Lucero and Tim Romer with Governor Doug Ducey's office. Also in attendance were Southern Arizona federal law enforcement agencies and migrant humanitarian aid groups. Part of the conversation centered around President Trump's recent comments saying he is considering closing the southern border.
I don't want to speak for the president, but those of us in Arizona who have seen the challenges at the border and seen the challenges related to the numbers and how they're going up because cartels are taking advantage of these loopholes we have. This is an emergency, and it has been a crisis, which is why we've been trying to fund border security, why we've been trying to close these loopholes, why we know we need more resources to CBP so that they can actually do their primary job.
According to McSally, 2,000 migrants are being detained at the southern border every day. Just in the last 3 months in Arizona, 18,500 have been released due to overflow challenges.
The conversation will to be continued. I think it's just important in our role as a convener to bring people together to see if we can find some better understanding of what's in the art of the possible to address issues like this.
McSally headed to D.C. after today's meeting, saying she will continue to push for additional border security measures. She also highlighted that as of this fiscal year, 268,000 migrants, primarily families, have been apprehended nationwide. In the broadcast center, Walter Penate, Cronkite News.